nice to be at your first race of the season with the new colours?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we make an effort to try and get to this race. It's a local race. It's historically been a very good race, and in the past years, going back a long way, it's always historically had very good teams. I've done it as a non-pro, and I enjoyed having the big teams there. So I've spoken to Mick and that, and they want us to keep coming. So we're excited to be here.
Been a hard winter. It's been a hard winter for, I guess, most pro teams in terms of it isn't as easy as people think.
Oh, it's very hard. It's very hard, and it's very hard mainly because of pound notes. I mean, there's a few of us that can run teams to a decent level if you have the money to do it, but trying to do it with less money is where it becomes difficult. Obviously, we had a multi-year deal with the said TV station who went broke on us and left us not paying last year, which took a lot of my resources, and also we weren't looking for a team at the right time. We didn't find out until during the Tour of Britain, by which point most companies of any size have done their budget for the following season. So we hadn't gone looking, so we didn't need to go looking, we didn't think, and we found it very difficult. Fortunately, we've got some real good sponsors from 17 that have stepped up. Fortunately, we had a decent season, so others have wanted to get involved. We've not got to where we wanted to be on budget, and I will continue looking to find bits to help to ease the season. But we're in a good place. We've got a good squad. We've got very good product. Canyon, Hunt, we've really got a bike that I would think people are envious. The new rotor chain sets have improved the bike. So I really think we've got good product. The guys aren't going to want for anything. So yeah, we've got a strong team. We're in a good place now, but it's been difficult to get here.
How much of the team has changed? Because I look around me and I must admit, most of the guys seem... There are some new guys in there, but it's
five new riders.
Right.
And we're 14 now, not 15. Right. So I've obviously lost a few. I've held on to everybody I wanted to hold on to. And I've re-signed with where I felt we were weak. There was one other position I would have quite liked to fill in terms of style of rider, but with the uncertainty of a budget, I couldn't sign another. And I've decided now that I'm happy with what I've got. I think we've improved in the races that we were weak in. And we've got a bit of experience. We've still got a lot of youth. I mean, Louis and Charles are both first-year seniors, but both have very good experience as juniors. I mean, Louis is obviously current national champion. So I'm really, really pleased with the team. But yeah, there's a lot of familiarity, same mechanics, same Swannies. Which I think is good, because I think that means we can hit the ground running more easily rather than being a completely new setup.
Now, I know the riders that I've spoken to already are really pleased with the race programme that you put together.
Yeah.
Because although this is your first race, you're off to Europe very soon.
Yeah, we do GP Liège in France on the 4th of March, and then the following weekend we're double heading with Drenthe and Dorpen-Ommeland. So the whole squad will be racing. I mean, we won't have Charlie because he's doing Worlds. But everyone else is racing, and yeah, we're in Belgium. We're in Holland 4 times in March, Belgium, France, and we'll be running. I'm going to try and be brave, and we're going to run double calendar during the Prems, and during the Tour Series we're doing what the RAS will end up being called. We've agreed to do that, and we've got double header in Holland when we're at the Lincoln. So hopefully it won't bite me, because we've still got to qualify for Tour of Britain, and you need your strongest guys for that qualifying. But I genuinely believe my squad split, whichever way I split the 7 guys, I've got strong riders left. So I'm going to go for it. And it's good for the guys to spread their wings and learn. The whole point of this team, for me, is to bring guys on and move them to World Tour. So if I don't actually actively try and do that, I don't know the point of doing it. So,
well, I guess that's a good way of keeping the riders happy, because I know a lot of riders, you can only choose so many riders per race, and a lot of riders get very unhappy when they get left out. Yeah,
it's horrible, because ultimately they're riding the bikes because they like racing. They're not. If they were just bike riders, they wouldn't, go races. So they want to race, and they need to race to further their ability. So by having a calendar that does that, it's good. I mean, I'm lucky because Simon Holt, who's the other DS, he's very active. He'll get out to Europe a lot for me as well. And between the two of us, we work pretty hard. And yeah, the guys love it. And where we let down on certain things with training camps and budget, by getting a good calendar, they get themselves in good shape, and they get to show themselves at the right races. And if they're going well enough, the right teams will see them.
So what are the key goals when you're running a double program like that for your sponsors?
I mean, as with last year, the key goals are Tour of Yorkshire, Tour of Britain, because they're visually the big races for the sponsors. So these other races for me are to bring the riders on to a level that they would actually be competitive when we get to Tour of Yorkshire and Tour of Britain, should we get there, and also to make them better at the Premier calendars, because obviously we want to win Premier calendars and we want to win Tour Series. But if you just did the British calendar, the guys wouldn't improve enough to make any difference from last year. So by doing a calendar that allow them to stretch their legs and see what's out there, I think we become better in the races that matter for the sponsors.
A couple of things finally. First of all, Charlie Tanfield making a lot of waves on the track. You must be looking forward to seeing him in the team on the road.
Yeah, I'm excited about Charlie. I mean, obviously he stagiaired for me from August. So he's someone that's been involved with us already. He's raced in Holland a few times with us. He was somebody that I was already looking at before last season started. So he was a very early signing for me. Yeah. I'm excited about him. I believe in his talent. He's got a very good head on as well. It's not just about lungs. He's very strong mentally, which is why he keeps turning out good numbers time and time again. It's not one-hit wonders. Yeah. And I think he will have an amazing showing in the World Champs. And then he will refocus on Tour Series, and then after that we'll get his road legs going. But we worked a programme out for him that's going to work well for him and work well for the team's media, and everything attached to him is going to be good for the team, because hopefully the title sponsors will get their name mentioned regularly with that. So yeah, he's exciting, and obviously Harry's improved a lot as well across last year. He's getting stronger and stronger mentally as well. We know he's physically strong. And I think the two of them will the banter between the two of them, I think, will push each other a long way.
And final question, how much pressure do your guys feel coming into a race like this?
It's a tough race, this one, because you almost can't win it in terms of perception. Yeah. Because if we destroy it, then we get told we should destroy it. We're a UCI pro team. Well, you should destroy it. What are you doing a local Nat B for? If we don't destroy it, they go, the pro team didn't win. So it's all we can get out of it is what we personally want out of it, which is to come here, race our bikes, learn how we work with each other as a team, learn how our equipment's working before we get to the races that start to become harder. Yeah. I mean, this is important because every time you race your bike, everything's important. I wouldn't bother lining up if we didn't take it seriously. Yeah. But I contacted the organisers to check they wanted us here because of some of the stick we got last year, and they immediately said, no, the media that went with you guys, we loved it, please come. And I want to come. It's our local race. I mean, people used to travel here. Years ago, I came here and you had 100% me, you had recycling, and everyone used to travel to this race. This was the early open season. It's only people have stopped coming. It's not we started coming. We're still coming. So I respect the race. I think it's a great circuit. It's a great time of year to get started. I mean, it's only 2 weeks and we're in France racing 190k races. So we've got to be ready, and we can only be ready by testing ourselves. This is a good test because whilst there isn't other pro teams, that makes it harder. If there was another pro team making it hard with us, it would actually be easier to race. When there's only 6 guys and you've got the other 79 guys stopping us get down the road, it's actually a hard race. They'll have some big numbers for these 2 hours, and because they'll have to, otherwise they won't win. So it's a good race, it's a good test, and we need to get out of it how they work. We've got the 2 youngsters, but I always bring the youngsters here. That I try to ride as many new riders to the team as possible in this race to start the gelling. I've got 3 new riders. Max, this doesn't suit Max, but he's a local guy, so I've put him in. And so I'm trying to do the right thing for the race, whilst learn and whilst see if these guys are ready for Liège and stuff like that. I've got other guys who are ready, so I don't need to see them here. I know they're ready, and that's it. So yeah, it's a good fun race, and I love the effort they make. And if they didn't make the effort, we wouldn't have the race. And if we don't make the effort to come, what's the point in having the race? So it's sort of, I think we show the race the respect it deserves, and it's just a shame the other bigger teams don't come to it, really.